This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 1187 of Horse Tip Daily, your almost everyday morsel of helpful hints, useful facts, and practical techniques for horse folks. Brought to you today by horselovers.com. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is an excerpt from the monthly Certified Horsemanship episode on Horses in the Morning. Show host Christy Landwehr is joined by Julie Goodnight with some exercises to improve rider understanding and self-awareness. And we'll get right to our tip after this important message from horselovers.com. Horselovers.com is your one-spot stop on the web for your holiday and winter show season shopping needs. Feeling spontaneous? Check out Horselovers.com's flash sales for fantastic deals on popular items for horse, rider, or barn. In a quandary over what to get for your horse-loving friends? Horselovers.com has holiday shopping guides sure to inspire. Or do you just need to get away and recharge? Well, Horselovers.com has that covered too. Go to Horselovers.com/sweeps and enter to win an all-expense-paid vacation to Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, including a behind-the-scenes tour of Tri-Circle D Ranch, a Fort Wilderness trail ride, and so much more. Go to Horselovers.com/sweeps today. That's Horselovers, HORSELOVERZ.com/sweeps.
We talk about building skills versus creating better understanding. And I know that you have exercises for skills and then you have exercises for understanding. So can we chat about those a little bit?
Sure. I think, a lot of, of course, understanding is huge and it's endless. It's, you never, I've been at this sport for over 50 years, and you never completely know it all. And there's always, I reach a greater level of understanding almost every day with horses. So there's a lot of exercises that I do with riders that are strictly about just understanding the concept of balance, understanding the concept of relaxing your muscles and having fluid joints, understanding how your aids work together, how your hands should be working along with your body, not just independently. And so I think creating understanding is sometimes even more valuable than developing skill. You can have fairly skilled riders that have little understanding, and they're sort of capped off at where they're going to go in this sport until they really get a deeper level of understanding. And also, a deeper level of understanding sort of opens your mind to that fact we were just talking about, that I don't know what I don't know. So it opens your mind to, there's other considerations here. There's other stuff that maybe is contradictory to what I thought before, or maybe I just never even thought that to begin with. So I appreciate exercises that are just about understanding, and a lot of those that I do with riders, we do on the ground, away from the horses, and sitting in a chair. Feel your seat bones. Feel what happens when you turn your shoulders this way, when you turn your shoulders that way. That's what the horse is feeling. Hold on to the edge of the table. Now shift your weight back. That's what the horse is feeling. So I think those are just as important and just as valuable as actual physical skill exercises or physical conditioning exercises.
I would agree 100%. And I think those are great, all those ones that you can do off of the horse, because boy, do you learn a lot. I mean, I know you make people stand up. I've seen you in clinics, Julie. They stand up in the bleachers, right? And they do things. And even just the ones that you do doing that, you can learn so much about your own body. I think we've become a lot less aware of the biomechanics of our own bodies because so many of us have desk jobs. So we don't use our bodies like we used to, right? As much as, like a a professional athlete does. And so many of us as riders, we don't define ourselves as professional athletes. We think it's the horse, and that's absolutely incorrect. We have to be professional athletes just like the horse does, and we have to know these things about our bodies. So I love that you do those exercises.
20 years ago, I didn't work out. I worked all day, cleaning stalls, moving hay, riding horses. I didn't need to work out. Now, I'm in my mid-50s, and I'm in pretty good shape. I did start working out probably when I was about 45. I'm working out on a daily basis, and I recently did a clinic with Barbara Schulte. You guys know she's a very renowned cutting horse trainer.
Yep.
She's a few years older than me, but not much. And we have a lot in common, both being career-long horse trainers. And she's also very into fitness, and we talk a lot about, how we have to do a lot of core strength exercises. I do a lot of my regular workout has to do with improving balance. Balance is a skill that deteriorates with age unless you work on it. And so I make sure that in all my exercise and in all my working out, that there's a big balance component to it to help keep that particular skill honed. So, fitness is a really important part of it. But the other thing I wanted to touch on that you just mentioned, Christy, which I think is really important, is we, in general, as humans, we have this overwhelming tendency to automatically blame everything on the horse. My horse doesn't know his leads. That's the most classic one. Really? Your horse doesn't know his leads? Doesn't he take the correct lead in the pasture all the time? That is not an issue. That is not a horse problem. That's a rider problem. And in almost everything we do in horses, we have this tendency to blame the horse. My horse refused to jump. My horse did whatever without any recognition of how you contributed to the problem. And so when you were talking about just a minute ago, Christy, that, how does what I do with my body affect what the horse does with his body? If we can approach things from that point of view, I've now got a problem with my horse. He's acting up in this particular way. What did I do to contribute to that problem? What led up to this problem? Because he used to go right by that place with no problem. But human nature, and I don't know why, but I think it's maybe our brain is fooling us into believing we're the superior species, but we always want to assign blame to the horse. And I'm telling you, everyone does this, and not always in an overt way like, oh, that stupid horse, if he did that. But it's like, my horse doesn't know his leads. That's a really common thing you hear people say all the time. No, you don't know how to set him up for the correct lead. So I think that those two very different points are really important ones, that we do have to have an understanding and awareness of how our actions affects the horse's ability to do his job. And then, of course, the second point was the fitness. Fitness is really, really important, particularly in older riders.
Well, there you have it. You can find links to today's guests as well as lots more tips at horsetipdaily.com. Make sure to have all of your favorite Horse Radio Network shows with you wherever you go with the free Horse Radio Network app for iPhone or Android. Just go to your app store and search Horse Radio Network. And of course, you can also subscribe via iTunes. This is Coach Jen, and I'll be back again soon with another tip. So until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.